Thanks, and I'm sure you've been asked this 100 times, but I must ask you, on the cover of River Monsters, True Stories of the Ones That Didn't Get Away, how photoshopped is that?
I don't think it's photoshopped at all. I think that there might be a little photoshopping to the texture of the fish, but in terms of the actual size of it, it is brandished rather at the camera, so there's a bit of sort of perspective going on there, though.
And what is it you're holding there?
That is a Goliath tigerfish from the Congo, which is, in appearance, it is like a giant piranha, and in fact it's related to the piranhas. So it's that thing was just under 80 pounds.
It's one of the scariest things I've ever seen, man.
Yeah, yeah. Very, very extreme fish, yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about, if you can tell us about the book first. I mean, I'm just kind of going through it, and I find it fascinating that you sort of embrace seeking out things like this unbelievably ugly fish. Tell us about what people will find in the book.
Well, the book really is largely my backstory. Although the TV show's only been on air the last 3 years or so, I've had an on-off career as a freelance writer going back over 25 years. And for most of that time, my special interest was exotic fish, traveling to remote places like Southeast Asia, the Amazon, the Congo. So although the chapters are sort of organized in terms of fish that we feature in the shows, with some of those fish, my history goes back to, you know, the mid-80s or 1990 or something like that. For example, this Goliath tigerfish in the Congo that we spoke about, I first fished for that 25 years ago. You know, the big one I caught for the cameras, in effect, took me 25 years to catch.
Wow.
The Arapaima in the Amazon, I was going to the Amazon for 6 years, every year for about 3 months each year in order to catch that. So although the TV shows are about an hour in length, there's an awful lot of research and backstory to some of those fish.
Now, tell us about River Monsters as a TV show. We're talking about the book, but on the television show, the debut here on Animal Planet Season 3, tell us about, you know, maybe some of what people will find when they tune in.
Well, you know, there's obviously continuity with before. These aren't really fishing shows. They're more sort of natural history detective stories, starting off with an unlikely fisherman's tale, but then when you look into that, you find that there is a grain of truth, and sometimes that grain of truth is just as shocking as the story that you heard. We start off this Sunday. We start off going to the South Pacific. There's a fish there that has a particular taste for, shall we say, male body parts. We'll also buy other parts of the body, and the thing about that really disturbed people originally, you know, these attacks only started happening about 15 years ago, was that the teeth marks or the bite marks looking very, very similar to a human bite, and there was, you know, there's nothing in that part of the world. This is Papua New Guinea. Nothing in the natural fauna that actually left that kind of bite. So people were quite understandably thinking this is some kind of underwater spirit. What is there in the water that leaves a bite like a human bite? We then go on to New Zealand, investigating. There's actually a report in the journals of Captain Cook. He was told by one of the indigenous people there, we've got these 8-foot-long snake-like things that eat people. Well, New Zealand has never had snakes, so what could this animal possibly be? So again, it's an investigation. I go to Japan. There's a story there of something in the water which snatches children, pulls them in. Now, is that just a cautionary tale that parents tell their children just to make them take care around water, which is always a good idea, or is there really something behind that story of this strange creature? And we did find something and managed to get it out and show it to the cameras.
Well, let me just jump in if I could, because I don't want to run out of time with you. Sunday nights, 10 p.m. The book is also called River Monsters, True Stories of the Ones That Didn't Get Away. And before I let you go, was there a moment in your career where you actually thought to yourself, I have gotten myself in too far, I'm not getting out of this one?
There have been a few. I mean, possibly the one that most springs to mind, but I'd like to sort of forget it possibly most, is before I was actually filming River Monsters, I filmed a series for Discovery Europe, and we were doing aerial filming over the Amazon, and our engine exploded. So we are going down in a plane, 5 of us, towards the forest, and we all walked away totally uninjured. But while the plane was going down, I didn't actually think that was going to be it, but I thought, whatever's going to happen, it's going to hurt a lot. I think I was, one life there, which, yeah, that could have ended very, very differently.
Yeah, well, the stories are remarkable, really fun to read. I guess somebody has to do these jobs. I'm glad it's you and not me, and I appreciate you spending a few minutes with us. We will see you Sunday nights at 10, Jeremy.
Thank you very much. Nice talking to you, Evan.